Thanks everyone for spending a bit of your day with us today. We got tremendous turnout and reception for this event. Chrishtianna, when I think about Candescent workflows and sort of the capabilities, member experience, how you interface, how you collect information, and whenever I'm talking to a customer out there, they always ask the question like, what are some of the top use cases? What are some of the top use cases? Could you walk the group through, some of your favorite use cases that you've delivered using Candescent and FormStack?
Yeah, absolutely. Within Candescent, we've implemented 10 different dynamic forms. These cover a range of member needs, including things like credit card balance transfers, opt-ins for overdraft privilege, and new card requests. These forms are great because they are automatically submitted to our employees on a team that handle those requests. So there's no bog down. It's just very streamlined. And then outside of online banking is kind of where I think that we're unique. We've really leaned into FormStack in gathering supporting documentation for loan applications. So essentially, when additional documentation is required, our member advocates send the applicant a link in email. And in that link, it guides the member or the applicant to upload the documentations that are needed and then select which branch they're working with. And then based off of that selection, that branch is then notified via email that there's new documents that have been submitted. And then they can work those documents as they need. But we've taken it even a little step further, and we've embedded that form link into our appointment confirmation emails. So what that means is that after someone makes an appointment with us, within minutes, they're getting an email with all of their appointment information, and they've been given a call to action to provide those supporting documentations ahead of schedule before their appointment. But that's a lot of words. Let me just go ahead and show you what that looks like.
What struck me was the range of ways you're talking about collecting information. So within Candescent, both web and mobile experience within digital banking, you talked about websites, you talked about emails, automated emails. I also was struck by, you talked about like kind of becoming more efficient by offering customers ways to supply information, say ahead of an appointment.
Absolutely.
Now we work across different verticals. So that reminds me, like we do a lot in healthcare, and it's like similar concepts, emailing a patient ahead of time. And that's becoming the expectation of a consumer today, those kind of digital interactions, pre-appointment, post-appointment. So love how you're kind of matching customer and consumer expectations with those use cases. You've got the screen share up. I'll let you keep rolling.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is our actual online banking environment. We're in the self-service section of online banking. And these are all of the different documents that I kind of talked about a little bit, but these are all of the different documents that we offer our members. Balance transfers, additional account requests. We even offer something where if a parent and a child have an account with us, the parent can link their child's account so that they can see their child's activity, balances, transfer to it, things like that. The one I want to talk about today, though, is going to be the new or replacement card request. So on this form, it's a very simple looking form at first glance, right? It's asking whether you're the primary or the joint. It automatically pulls in the member number here. You notice that a name hasn't pre-filled, but the reason why I don't have that functionality available is because as the member or as the primary or the joint, I want them to both be able to select what their name is. So from that drop down, I'm going to select primary, and you can see a second field opens up and the member's name populates, first and last name. Next question I have here is the replacement for an existing card or a request for a new card? If it's for an existing card, it's going to ask a set of questions and let you know that there's a little bit of a fee. For a new card, it removes that information and then it goes straight into the next question. Why why do you need to replace your card? What happened to it? Was it lost? Was it stolen? Was there fraud? If I select lost, you'll notice that some text down here lets them know, oh my gosh, we're so sorry for the fact that you lost your card. And then gives them some steps like, hey, just make sure you don't have any fraud on your account. If you do, file dispute. If they select stolen, we've customized that verbiage again. I'm sorry your card was stolen. And then again, gives them some additional steps. Fraud, it's just going to say, hey, we're sorry you've been compromised. Again, here's the additional steps you need. I'm going to leave it at stolen for now. The next question is, what type of card are we dealing with here? Is it your debit or your credit card? I'm going to click on debit card. And what you notice is I now have 3 beautiful options to select from. And this is a great example of what you can do within form stacks, like building out the forms themselves. Being able to use images as your options, I just think is so
really nice
and clean. And it adds a little bit of pop color. So I'm going to click the classic TFCU Love card. And then finally, I'm confirming that the address in my settings is correct. I would click yes. The card would be received in 7 to 10 business days. And then I would click submit form. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to confuse the team in the back office, but that's just a great example of how we're using FormStack.
Chrishtianna, a few quick reactions. And by the way, there is a question and answer box. So there will be time at the end for questions if people have questions as we go through this. But a few quick reactions from me. Love the guided experience you created. So that ability to ask a different question based on a response. I call that a guided experience. And for the audience who haven't used FormStack before, this is all done through a no-code form builder. So Chrishtianna is setting this all up. Doesn't require developers, doesn't require IT, very agile, very adaptable for setting all this up. Another thing that Chrishtianna mentioned, and a big shout out to Maritza and team off of this, is pre-fill. So there's a lot of pre-fill capabilities around forms. And Maritza's team and the FormStack engineering team have even worked on some newer capabilities around account numbers. We've had that as a top request. That is now, part of the solution. So anyone out there who is waiting that, account number pre-fill is something we can talk about.